Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your home girl Mercy Angere with another video. Today's video is all about vulnerability, and I'm glad I'm putting on the Minders hood. Minders, a safe space through words. So this is a safe space through videos. Yeah, and I am snacking and having hot water. So guys, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Click on the notification bell so that you will be on the know each and every time baby girl uploads another video. Be the first one to be notified that your babe uploaded another video. So today's video is about therapy. Yeah, all of you know that I started therapy in February, and I feel like this is something that is not talked about so much because I don't know, but I'm here to talk about therapy, the little I know about therapy, like why I started therapy, how I feel right now, how to get a good therapist, and the findings that therapy has made me realize. Yeah, and the findings. My sister is always distraction all over. So yeah, and the findings that therapy made me know that this thing you're doing, this is not you, babes. This is trauma making you do like this. This is grief. You get my point? So, why I started therapy? All my life, I have never known there's one time I'll go to therapy. Actually, my mentality about therapy was those people who are from rehab. Yeah, people from rehab. I knew therapy is for people from rehab, or if you are tough-headed, like you don't listen, so your parents can take you to therapy. You get? I didn't know anything about therapy till I didn't know anything positive about. I didn't know like someone like some babes, this fine babe can want to go to therapy. And truth is, all of us need therapy. Everyone has to access therapy. You get? So why did I start therapy? All conditions of my life, all the areas, the conditions of my life were unbearable. I didn't have peace in all the aspects. Maybe I had peace in my finances or in my faith, and then I lacked peace in my relationship, in my friendship. You get? Like I wasn't content with the peace that I had in my life. And I just knew I need some help. I need someone to help me navigate. Kukwetu kuna mambwa, so poleni. Yeah. I needed someone to help me navigate what's really happening. Like all areas of my life, there was no peace. All areas of my life, there was no happiness. Yes, I was happy. I can't say I was unhappy. I was happy, but I felt like I'm repeating the same patterns. The circles in my life were repeating like this. There's nothing new. And I knew I needed help. And by the time that was happening, I follow a content creator whose content is all about wellness. So I knew this babe is going to help me somewhere. And true to my words, I found my therapist through her. Yeah. And that's why I started therapy. Yeah. Everything wasn't making sense. New hair, hoodies. Yeah, so that's why I started therapy. Then how I feel right now. I feel great. I'm back. Like I'm great. I feel so much great. I feel so much lighter. Yeah. Like when I'm handling with things of the world or life, therapy helps you handle things or life outside therapy, like how you can handle the world. And I feel like when you go to therapy, ni kama now someone is opening your eyes wide open like this. Now you can see clearly how to navigate through life. There are so many things. And I've never lied to my therapist. I've never. The more you are honest, the more you listen, the more you put in the work, you will see fruits. Therapy won't work when there's no inner work. Inner work has to be top tier. Like you have to do the work. You can't lie, and this is someone who's come to help you navigate life. You get? So my therapist ananiulizanga, Mercy, how are you? I just remember like I'm okay, but then I start talking. She listens. Then she says, oh, I've noted you said this. Oh, I've noted you said it. Oh, I've noted you said this. You get? So I'll never lie. Ati, I am okay. And I know the whole of this week, I haven't been okay. Or I have been okay day one or once a week, and the other 6 days I haven't been okay. I have to tell her how I have been from Monday to Sunday. So yeah, I never lie, and you shouldn't lie to your therapist, because the more honest you are, the more you listen, the more you put in the work, the more therapy is a success. No inner work, no results. The therapist will not give you results. Results come from you, from the commitment, from the work you put in. You get? Yeah. And how to get a good therapist. From the first call, my friend, from the first call, like I had about 3. I just made calls. The first one, hakunibamba, as I said, from the first call. The second one, she made me laugh. And that day I was having really a tough day. So I was like, hi, I'm Mercy. I've gotten your contact from this person's Instagram page, blah, blah, blah. And she made me laugh. Like the voice from the other side was so warm. It was so motherly. It was like, this is someone I can work with. And for me, I preferred someone older, someone who has a family, and a female. People have their own preferences, because kwa hiyo list I was so like kulikuwa na millennials. I didn't judge because they were millennials. I just preferred someone who is older. Not older that she's 50, no. Older and has a family. You get? Because my therapy was going all way to family, all through. And it's not about finding the best therapist. As in, it's not about like, this is the best therapist. It's about you finding the therapist who is perfect for you as an individual. My therapist can be the best for me, can be perfect for me. It doesn't mean they'll be perfect for you. Yeah, because we have different needs. And that's why I keep saying, I've been asked my therapist contact and I don't give them, because you will go there with another perspective of a recommendation. I might talk about my therapist positively, and it might make you think you also need her. She's perfect for me as an individual. And yeah, once you make the first call, be attentive. The first inquiry call you make will make you know if you're proceeding with them or not. Then at your first session, be alert. Yeah, because I remember I didn't know even what to do on my first session. So after our introduction, she asked me how I was, and I told her, and now she took over, because I was like, where do I start? And she was like, start from anywhere, Mercy. I was like, oh my God. I cried a river. My first day in therapy, I cried. And now to the findings of therapy. You know, therapy, you might be handling life and then say this is the person who you are. Kumba, that is not the person you are. So the findings, I wrote them down. I'm just going to read them as I explain. No, first of all, no, let's just go to the findings. Yeah, I wrote them down. Let me just read one by one as I explain what I found out. Like the babes you've been seeing doing all the work, that's not me. That's just some level of I don't know. Yeah. Thing number one, finding from therapy. One, my dad's death affected me big time. Big time. Yeah. And that's why I'm still even finding it hard. Like, I'm still finding it hard to talk about the death and his last memory of him with me, which was in the hospital bed, without crying. Like, I can't just say talk about my dad and not cry. It's either I'll be choked here or I cry. So let me drink water. Yeah. So my dad's death affected me badly, and the trauma thereafter, because my dad's death made all of us, my siblings and I, grow real fast. Like, we grew up real fast without going through all those processes of teenagehood. You get my point? So yeah. And the trauma that came after he died, how my relatives were treating my mom, how every day, if it's not today people are making noise, it's tomorrow they are making noise. Like, we couldn't have peace in that house for 24 hours. If it's not today people are making noise, tomorrow people will make noise, or even at night people will make noise. So growing up in that environment destabilized my mind as a child, and put in hate, yeah, and bitterness. You get? So I didn't get to process his death. I didn't get to process the pain, because things happened really fast. Yeah. So that's finding number one. Finding number two, my mom taking the role of a father, a mother, a protector, a provider, and doing it of everyone, like, affected me. Yeah, she was sweet. She was making sure we don't lack. She was making sure we are protected. She made sure she stayed because of us. Because the way my uncle was mistreating my mother, let me tell you all, if it could have been any other woman, she could have left. But my mom stuck through thick and through thin, through thick and thin, through thin and thick, whatever, through thick and thin, she stayed, because she knew if she left, watoto wake tutakuwa tu all over, and that's not the life she wanted for us. So me seeing this superwoman, she is my role model at that point. Like, you see this woman doing everything, and now that is what you're picking. She wants to do this, she got it. Who is not doing what, she got it. Like, my mother, like, got everyone, and that's what I picked, because that's the role model I had at that particular time. You get? I'm tired talking. I'm so passionate about this thing, and it's yeah. So it affected me in one area, my relationships. All my relationships and my personal life. Yeah. I've been this superwoman. I've been this babes who has everything figured out. I've been this babes who doesn't give someone an opportunity to show me their potential. Like, this one, umeshindwa kufanya hii, worry not, I'll do it. I come with a solution. I never knew this is what I picked growing up, but therapy helped me find this out. You get? All my relationships have been the Messiah. I have been the rescuer. Mimi ndo nimekuwa rescue team kwa relationship zangu zote. You can't do this, don't worry, I got you. Shoo, I go. You can't do this, don't worry, a phone call away. You get my point? So, and I didn't know, I thought it's a good thing, but it's not a good thing. I've realized in life, I didn't give people in my life an opportunity to show me their full potential. Even at some time, I ask myself, do I really know these people? Can they handle a difficulties? Can they handle a difficult situation if I'm not around? Because I've never seen them handle one. And that's because I never gave them the opportunity to handle one. Any difficult situation, I was a phone call away and I could clear the mess. I could bring a solution. I could offer help without letting them reach their full potential. So, yeah, it's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. And yeah, so we are debunking that. And that's why I stopped being this organizer for meetups, being this planning machine. If I don't plan an event, we won't meet. Let us not meet, because I don't want to be my mother. I want to be me. But what I picked from her, it's making life easier for people around me and difficult for me. You get? It's making my social life so easy, my relational life so easy. But it's making it hard for me. It's making it hard for me as an individual. You get? So I had to debunk that slowly. My therapist didn't ask me to do it. I just sat down and was like, okay, I should let people find their full potential without me interrupting. Come interrupt later after they have done it. You get? Yeah. And true to my words, I haven't planned any event, any sleepover, any hangout. None of my friends has planned it. And I'm like, okay, this is life and I'm not going to do it. And you have to do it. If you're not going to do it, if it's upon me for us to meet, then this year we're not going to meet. Because I want to do right by me. I want to live my life. I want to know I'm doing this for me. You get? Yeah. And another finding, it's over expectation. Like, not over expectation. I have high standards for people around me. Like, let me give an example. Me, I didn't know it's a thing. Me, I just knew these babes. Yeah. So, guys, I have high standards and I expect a lot from people. Like, if I come in the house, and this one was around my marriage. Yeah. If I left my husband at home, maybe it's on a Sunday, I left him at home. I went to work and I come back, I find the sink with dirty utensils. I find a broom where I left it in the morning. I find a mop in the middle of the house. As long as I have spotted one negative thing, I will just shut off. I won't say, I won't ask, this broom is still here till morning. These utensils are still here. Ama, you ate, you didn't wash them. Are you getting my point? I will not communicate. I'll just shut down and do it by myself. So, because a part of me was like, they are adults. They should know this is wrong. They should know. They had the whole time. Why didn't they do it? Like, so when I went to therapy, it came out as me having high standards towards people and me expecting things I haven't communicated about. Even not me asking like, yeah, you are home, but what were you doing? I didn't do that. I just like shut down because ujosha vyombo, sindo? Duster iko kwa carpet inafanya nini? Broom iko pale juu ya meza inafanya nini? Like I didn't communicate and I expected them to match my standards. So yeah, and it was really an issue in this house. And I wouldn't have known till therapy happened. You get? So basically, that's it about therapy. But one misconception about therapy that I want us to debunk is therapy is expensive. Instead of having an idea, because even me, I knew therapy is expensive. Instead of having an idea of therapy is expensive, find out, because kuna therapies from as low as 500 to 10,000. It depends, and it doesn't mean the expensive the therapist, the more successful it will be. It doesn't mean the cheap the therapist, the less work, or they don't know what they're doing. These cheap therapists want so many people to access therapy. So hata ukipata therapy wa 1500, wa 1000, wa 500, don't look down on them because they are cheap and kuna mwingine ana charge 5000. Hawa wa pesa kidogo, they want people to access therapy. It doesn't mean their services are not top tier, their services are not quality. You get? Yeah, because my therapist is not expensive. By the way, expensive is relative. Let's make a distinction between something being a priority, a financial priority, and it being expensive. Yeah, there's a thin line between something being expensive and something being a financial priority. Right now, my therapy is my financial priority. Like I go every week, weekly. So end month, I have to know this money is for therapy. Can I afford this month therapy 4 times? If I can't, I do therapy 3 times. Like April, I can't afford therapy 4 times. I'm doing therapy 3 times. You get? So next week, I start my first session of April. There's a thin line. I know you people watch things. You people interact with people who pay therapy 20k, 30k, 15k. And now you have that misconception that therapy is expensive. You get? Let's debunk that. Google, search, like have an idea. Don't stick with that idea of therapy is expensive. Go out and look. Is it really expensive? Is there something for me in this area? Is this something I can work with? Yeah. So let's just debunk that mentality of therapy is expensive, because you can't know it's expensive if you haven't tried looking for one. And in your search, you can find even more people who offer therapy and they are cheap or they are within your budget. So yeah, and everybody needs therapy, please. Everybody needs therapy. You all need therapy. Like I see a meme somewhere, like people should be in therapy and they're here giving birth, and after giving birth they say, my kid really changed my life. And now the meme says that kid didn't change your life. That kid is a distraction. What you need is therapy. Yeah. And this week has been fantastic. And now I'm looking forward to my next therapy session where I can be asked, Mercy, how was your week? And I'm all smiling. I'm all excited about sharing how my week has been. You get my point? Do you get my point? Yeah. Because there was a time I had a really bad week. And I was like, why am I going to therapy? There's something I did and I felt like it has taken me back to who I was before therapy. So I asked myself, why am I going to therapy if I'm falling real quick without thinking straight? And I wanted to say, therapy, adios. I don't need it. Yeah. And when I was chatting with my therapist, she was like, nothing comes easy. Yeah. Nothing comes easy. And as much as you are in therapy doesn't mean you will be at your 100 Monday to Monday. It doesn't work like that. You'll have your fallbacks. Is it fallbacks? Yeah, you will fall. You will cry. You will do bad. But the moment you realize you did bad, that's the beginning of doing something new. Yeah. And I always gave up on therapy. I was like, no, I'm not continuing. I've gone back to zero. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And she affirmed me. And I was like, I can continue now. You get, yeah. I'm not saying if you go to therapy, your life will be blissful. No, honey. No. 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 Because when you go to therapy, this is one thing. When you go to therapy, you do the right thing. Someone comes, does the wrong thing. And you're like, yo, what are you doing? So when you go to therapy, know that you're doing it for you and not for other people. So even when you do right, other people do wrong, you will still do right. So yeah, and my therapist said behaviors are learned, behaviors are unlearned, and behaviors are relearned. So you cannot like be this babes the world needs in a minute, because first of all, you learn a behavior that you already have, you unlearn that behavior, and you relearn another behavior, a suitable behavior. So it can't happen overnight. I'm not there yet. I'm not anywhere closer to where I want to be. Yeah, juu watu bado wananikasirisha tu. Anyway, that was it for today. And I don't know how to multitask, so let me continue my snacking after this video. Thank you so much. Let me know if this video was helpful to you. And if you're looking forward to start therapy, the sooner you start, the better for both of us. Yeah, the better for both of us. Keep subscribing, keep liking, keep sharing, and see you next time with another interesting video. Mwah! Bye, guys.